Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Hang on here. There.
Very nice. Students from all over the world are here. Wow. Wow. Hello, June. Hello, Leanne, Pete, Stephen,
Hello.
Susan, Asho.
Hi,
Hello, Raymond.
Hello, hello. Susan, who invited you? Susan? Susan.
Look like she's trying to send via her phone.
Susan, just nod if you can hear me. Hello, Susan.
Hi,
Yeah,
Aaron.
yes, who invited you, Susan? Yeah, unmute yourself. Okay. I can't start till Susan answers. Oh, she's gone away. Kim, hello.
Hello.
So I'm eager to start. Did one of you invite Susan?
No.
No. Okay, Susan. Susan, I'm talking to you. Unmute yourself and please answer my question. Susan, who invited you? Yes.
Vivian and Stacy. I'm with Vivian's group, Stacy. This is Young Living, right?
It is. And you're in Young Living?
I'm with Vivian and Stacy.
Okay,
We got
perfect.
a text message.
That's fine. You're welcome. You're totally welcome.
Is it?
Good.
Okay, thank you.
Good. So tell me in your own words why you're here, and then we'll get started. Stephen, why are you here?
I'm here to learn more techniques to try and create prospects and enroll more people.
And Pete, why are you here?
Learning program. You got to teach us how to do this. Engineers are not the best salespeople,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you clearly. Tell me why you're here.
So we're here to learn how to do marketing and how to get more people online.
Good. I will teach you that. Perfect. Good. So next is Susan. Why are you here?
I'm here because close rates. I get people interested, but then I'm not closing it. So I want to learn better techniques on how to convert people to join the program.
So if you're here to get new clients, that's the first part of what I'm going to teach. If you're here to close them better, that's the second part of what I'll teach. June, why are you here?
Both. I'm here to do both.
Good. June.
I'm here to learn your 9-step system and your 8-step system that you shared in email.
Okay, good. Kim, unmute yourself. Why are you here?
I'm here to learn a lot about marketing, reaching out to people, closing the deal.
Good. We'll cover that today. Danielle, my own executive assistant. What are you here for?
I'm here to learn how to approach people effectively without offending them, and also breaching that it's too much money gap. How do I, avoid that altogether?
Okay, so let me just address that right now. The only objection that a salesman can't handle is the one that the salesman buys. So if you think you're going to offend people, you will. And if you think the price is too high, it is. And everyone you speak to will say, Danielle, you're offending me and the price is too high. Every one of them. because that's what you believe. And as long as you keep believing it, you'll offend everybody and no one will enroll because the price is too high.
Now I think it's a bargain.
Good. Then no one will have that thought. I'm telling you the truth. That's the real truth. You actually emanate to the prospect what they should object to. They don't come up with it on their own. So whatever you're getting, it comes from you. And that's also the lesson of the Mulberry Hill Gang. Leanne, what are you here for?
Hi. Hi, Raymond. I'm here because I want to learn from the best. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I need a total paradigm shift. I tend to justify or have the need to justify to everybody all the little details. So I'm not a very convincing marketer.
Right. And you'll never enroll anybody with that attitude.
I go into far too much detail explaining myself.
Listen to me. As long as you keep believing that you go into too much detail and that you're not convincing, you will continue to be not convincing. It comes from you. So,
Yes.
Leanne, you and Danielle need to think about yourself first. You need to think about what your beliefs are. And when you can eliminate your own negative beliefs, then you'll be able to easily enroll people. I'm telling you the truth.
Okay.
It's not blame,
Thank
it's
you.
not accusation, it's the truth. Okay, Asho, my dear Asho, why are you here? Asho, Asho. Well, maybe he's not here. Okay, so here are the 9 steps for creating as many leads as you ever want to have. And it's free. You just have to do it. And it's easy. Okay, step number 1 is use keywords like antioxidants or nutritional supplements in order to select 50 Facebook groups. So first, please get it down and then I'll discuss it with you. Use keywords like antioxidants or nutritional supplements to select 50 Facebook groups. Now, I'm going to explain later what to do with them, but I'll just give you a hint now so that you have some reason why you should do it. Is when you post something on your wall, only a few of your friends will see it. But if you share it with other groups, then many other people will see it. And so all you do is you use keywords like antioxidant or nutritional supplements, or whatever keywords you want, like essential oils, for example, and join all those groups, join 50 groups. It's very easy. It won't take you that long. And there are some rules, like if the group is public, you just automatically are a member. If the group is private, then they have to admit you in by your answering some questions, but you'll see that it'd be pretty easy. And some groups will let you in, some won't, but so what? You'll eventually join 50 groups. And now you also have to take into account how many people are in the group, because Facebook does not allow you to decommission a group. Once you start a group, it's there for all of eternity. And so there are many, many, many groups in which the last entry was years ago. Well, you don't want to join those groups because they're completely inactive. So you have to look at the group to see when the most recent posts were. So you have to look at how recent the posts are, in other words, how active it is, and how many members it has. If you don't do it, you'll inadvertently choose groups of 5 people that haven't been active for 20 years, and it'll do you no good. You want larger groups that are very active, and you want 50 of them. Okay, do you have a question on that?
No.
Okay, good. Number 2.
Sorry, Raymond. I want to jump in with a question on that. You said that you need to find the 50 groups. So that's a good question. I'm not that familiar with Facebook. So how do you find those groups that would be interested in antioxidants and nutritional supplements?
Just do a search using keywords. So you go into Facebook, and then there's a little spyglass, like a search field, and you just type in essential oil or type in antioxidants, and you'll find thousands of groups, and you'll just choose 50. Just do it. You'll see. It's not hard.
I'm going to try it while we're talking.
Okay. Number 2, post notifications on your own profile that you are scheduled to do an important Facebook Live at a future time and date. Number 2, post notifications on your own profile that you are scheduled to do an important Facebook Live. Post notifications on your own profile that you are scheduled to do an important Facebook Live at a certain time and date. Post notifications on your own profile that you are scheduled to do an important Facebook Live at a time and date in the future. So the purpose of number 1 about joining groups is to share your Facebook Live once you have already done your Facebook Live. The purpose of number 2 is to get more people to join during your Facebook Live. See, when you do a Facebook Live, nobody knows about it. And so some people will be there, some people won't. But if you announce it in advance, if you announce at 3 p.m. on Friday, I'm going to do an important Facebook Live on antioxidants, very important lesson, then many people will write it in their calendar and more people will show up. Any question on number 2?
Yes, Raymond, just a question from myself. When you say post it on your personal profile, in Facebook, you have your personal account where you can invite people to be friends, and then you can also set up a page with your personal profile. Are you talking about your page or your personal personal friend group
There's a
page?
So you said just for you, so I'm answering it just for you, and none of the others are allowed to listen. Is that correct?
No problem.
Okay. So
Everyone can listen.
okay, good. Thank you for allowing that. Steph. Hello, Steph. If you can just unmute yourself. Steph? Steph, unmute yourself, please.
Yep, got it.
Are you in Young Living?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Good. All right.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have been in. I've seen the post on the Facebook group.
Good. Okay, thank you. So you need to make the announcement on whatever Facebook platform you're going to be doing your Facebook Live in. And on your other platforms, like your page and your group, you should notify them that you're doing an important Facebook Live on your profile.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Good question. Number 3, go to your own Facebook profile at the scheduled time and date and select live video. It's very easy. You just go there, you'll see live video, you click on it. Even if you've never done a Facebook Live, you can just click on the button called live video. It's very easy. Number 4, enter a title and a description. And this is important. When you enter a title and a description, then when other people who are friends of yours log on to Facebook during your Facebook Live, Facebook will breathlessly announce to them, oh my gosh, Stephen is doing a Facebook Live right now. Danielle's doing a Facebook Live right now. Go see it, go right now. And so they may well click on that link and go see it. But they have to know what it's on. Is it about model airplanes? Is it about COVID? What's it about? And so the description will inform them why they're going and what your Facebook is about. So you need to make sure that you understand that issue number 4, point number 4, is a marketing issue. It's not just an informational thing. I am going to be talking about antioxidants. Well, who cares? It's better to learn how antioxidants can save your life in these troubled COVID times. Like, put in something exciting so that people will be excited to listen. The purpose of step number 4 is to excite people. And point number 5, or step number 5, is hit go live and start talking. Now, let me say a few things about that. When you start, the number of participants will be 0, and it'll feel that you're a failure. You'll feel like, why should I talk if no one's listening? So I want you to know that everybody, Tony Robbins, when he starts his Facebook Lives, nobody's listening. And then within a minute, people will join because Facebook will tell everybody who's a friend of yours that you're on the line, and all the people that you made previous announcements to will eventually come on the line. But it's critical that you understand something. The number of people who are watching during your Facebook Live is tiny compared to the number of people who will eventually watch it. This is critically important you understand. I've never had more than about 15 people on a Facebook Live ever in my life. And I've made much, much money and have enrolled maybe, I don't know, maybe 150 people through Facebook Live doing this. And I never get more, sometimes only 4 people. At the beginning, maybe 2 people. But it's not important because as soon as the Facebook Live is over, and they should be about half an hour long, as soon as the Facebook Live is over, you'll look at the number of people who've seen it. And even though the number that you saw, the number of people who were on at any moment, may never have been higher than 8, the number of people who've seen it over that half hour might be 30. People might come in for 10 minutes and then go. But here's the shocking thing. Come back a week later and it'll be 400. So the majority of people don't see it live, which means when you start and you see 0 participants so far, don't hang around and wait for a few minutes till somebody shows up, because that dead time will turn off the 400 people who tune in later. So June, I'm glad you nodded. I'm glad you got it. So you need to start powerfully. As soon as you hit the go live button, you got to say, hello, my name is Raymond Aaron, New York Times top 10 best-selling author. I'm actually the author of 146 books, every single one of them published. I'm a professional speaker, a broadcaster, and an adventurer, having completed Polar Race, probably the world's toughest race. However, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you how antioxidants can save your life, how antioxidants can make you healthier, how antioxidants can help your sleep, how antioxidants can help you fight off COVID, how antioxidants can fight off that darn winter sniffles that come along. What are antioxidants? Let me tell you about it. In other words, you get ready for the beginning, so you blast it out. Even if you can see that nobody's there, the majority of people are going to come later and they want to hear a heavy, exciting intro. They don't want to hear, I hope, can you hear me? Oh, I'm not talking to anyone. Oh, gee, no one's here yet. They don't want to hear that. As soon as they hear that, they turn off. They want you to start powerfully. Okay, So do you have a question on steps 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 so far? I've given you lots and lots of information so far.
Yes, Raymond. What is the typical length of your Facebook Live? What should you aim for?
I recommend half an hour. Because it takes a while for people to join. And if you go longer than half an hour, you might as well use that content later. However, if you've got lots of people on the line, and by lots, I mean like 8 or 10, and there's a heavy participation, keep going. Keep going. It's like a phone call. If you're on a phone call and you're happy and you're excited and you're having a lot of fun, then just stay on. Because the longer you're on, the better. But I recommend you aim for about 30 minutes. Okay, so now we're up to number 5, go live and start talking. And what I've taught you is you must start powerfully, even if no one's there. The number of people who are there at any one moment, like 8, is nothing compared to how many people are on the maybe 30 people will be on in total as soon as you quit. And maybe 400 people will have watched it within a week. I posted a Facebook Live with Bob Proctor. We had no more than about 30 people on at any one time. The next day was 2,500. Because it's Bob Proctor, not me. So I only had a few dozen people on at any one moment, but I was 2,500 the next day because of Bob Proctor's fame. Okay, so
Raymond, sorry, it's Steve again. What's interesting to me is that I would love to tune into your Facebook Lives just to watch them, and I don't seem to be getting any of those notifications on my email. So I'm wondering what group I need to join to make sure I get included in that.
Are you a friend of mine on Facebook?
Yes.
Well, just go and confirm that right now. Go to Facebook and confirm it. Okay, now number 6 is really, really important. Number 6 is honor your participants and interact with them. Honor your participants and interact with them. And here's what I mean. Facebook and Google are fierce competitors for advertising dollars. On Google, it's called Google AdWords, and on Facebook, it's called Facebook ads. And Google bought YouTube. So Facebook had to come up with something to balance off YouTube. And they've come up with something better than YouTube. Facebook Live is better than YouTube in one way, and that is it's interactive. There's 1 billion videos on YouTube, and none of them are interactive. Facebook Live allows interactivity, and so you must use that brilliant feature. Here's what it sounds like. So let me tell you what an antioxidant is. The definite, oh, by the way, Danielle has just joined us. Danielle, thanks for joining us. Why don't you tell us the city you live in and what you most want to get out of this Facebook? Oh, Pete just joined us too. Pete, tell us where you're from and what you most want to get out of this. Oh, Pete just wrote that he wants to find out what an antioxidant is. And Danielle just wrote, she has no idea. She just surfed in. She doesn't even know what it's about. Well, you're going to learn about antioxidants and how it can save your life. In other words, every single time a new participant comes online, you'll be notified by Facebook, by the way. Honor them, welcome them. Oh, Pete, my gosh, you're all the way from South Africa. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know if I know anyone in the Southern Hemisphere. And just make comments, chat with them. They love it. And use their name. Use their name over and over again. It's critical because this is what differentiates you from YouTube. And the more you use their name, the longer they will stay on board. This is really critical. Even if you think you're a teacher and you want to tell them the 3 definitions of an antioxidant, nothing is as important as mentioning their name. Oh, Kim, I've just been notified by Facebook that Kim has joined us. Kim, tell us where you live and what you most want to get out of this session. And then she'll type it in. You'll say, oh, Kim, wow, you live in New Orleans? Wow, were you there when the big flood happened? Like anything, just say anything. Just interact with them. They love it. Now,
Raymond, I have a question for you about that.
Yep.
I've never done a Facebook Live, so it might be a question, silly question for those that have. Can you fake it, or will they know if you're talking to air and nobody's on the call, or nobody's watching you, rather?
They can see the text thread. So if you say, oh, Danielle has just joined us, but they look in the text thread and there's no Danielle has just joined. And you say, oh, Danielle, you live in Calgary. Wow. They'll look at the thread and there's nothing there. So you can't fake it.
Good to know.
Fake it until you make it.
Now, number 7 is a specific case of interacting with them. Number 7 is hold surveys to increase participation. Hold surveys to increase participation. And so here's what I would say. I've just told you what an antioxidant is, and I want to know something. Should I give you a little more information about antioxidants, or should I go on and tell you how they can hurt you? It's just a survey. So if you want me to tell you more about antioxidants, just type in the word OX, O-X. And if you want me to go on, just type in the word go on. And it's a survey. You don't care what the response is. You actually don't care. But why you want to hold a survey is to increase participation. And I do not want you to say, wow, everybody wants me to go on. No, no. Stephen wants me to go on. Pete wants me to go on. Susan wants me to go on. June wants me to go on. Kim wants me to go on. Leanne wants me to go on. Danielle wants me to go on. Ashley wants me to go on. Steph wants me to go on. You actually say their name. And as soon as they hear that you're saying everybody's name, they will sit there breathlessly waiting for their name. And here's another thing. If Danielle is sitting there too shy to type in go on, and she hears that the big master guru Raymond is announcing everybody's name, she can say, wow, I'm going to type in go on, and he'll say my name. And she'll type it in. I'll say, oh, Danielle just said go on too. Wow, okay. Honestly, people are desperate to hear their own name. I know it's silly. It may even sound like manipulation, but it's participation. And if they ask you to tell,
it's not silly. It's not silly, Raymond. I've been on these things, and I have had the commentator saying, "Oh, Joe wants me to talk about this." And if I write in a question, I'm waiting for him to read my question. You really want them to acknowledge that. It's true. You really want them to acknowledge you.
I know. Now, Stephen, you're a grown man. You've had a fabulous military record. You've got money in the bank. You've got cars. You've got a house. You're married. And here you're waiting for the guy to mention your name. I know it's
true.
It's true. And it's because we're starved for acknowledgement this lifetime. People rarely acknowledge us for anything except pass the ketchup, thanks. We rarely get anything bigger than that. So I hold these silly little surveys all the time. And then if they want me to say a little more about the topic I'm on, I say a little more. And then I go on. If they want me to go on, I say, okay, good, let's go on. And then they feel they've co-created it and they stay for longer. Number 8, remember it's a sales presentation. So keep repeating your email address and request their cell phone number. Keep repeating your email address and request their cell phone number. So what I say is, do you know what? If you want to learn more about antioxidants, and if you want to find out that a supplement that I'm using that fights off these dirty antioxidants, just email me, raymond@aaron.com, and include your cell phone number. And no matter where you are in the world, I'll call you back. I promise. I will personally call you back. Not one of my staff. I will personally call you back. Now, even if you don't have any staff, you can say that. And you have to say it all the time. Why? Because people don't come at the beginning and stay for the whole thing. They'll come after 13 minutes and stay for 7 minutes and go away. And if you haven't offered them a call to action in that random 7 minutes, you've lost them. So your job is not to teach, your job is to sell. You want them to email you and include their cell phone number so that you can phone them back. Why? Because nobody has ever made a Young Living enrollment by email. You actually have to talk to them. That's why when you see a for sale sign and the realtor's phone number is there, and you phone the number and the secretary answers, and you say, I live nearby that house at 123 Oak Street that George has for sale. Can you just tell me what the sale price is? Yes, I'll have the realtor call you back. No, just tell me the price. I just want to know the price. I live in the neighborhood. I just want to know the price. Yes, I'll have the realtor call you back. No, I just want to know the price. Just help me. Just tell me the price. They'll never, ever do it because you can't make a sale on a phone call. You can only make a sale if you're right there with the person, giving them a document to sign. And so realtors know that, and they will never divulge the price on the phone, no matter how much you want them to. And similarly, you want them to email you divulging their cell phone number so you can phone them so you can make a sale. Next, number 9, after you end your Facebook Live, share to some of your 50 relevant Facebook groups. Number 9, after you end your Facebook Live, share to some of your 50 relevant Facebook groups. Make sure you get that down. After you end your Facebook Live, share to some of your 50 relevant Facebook groups, and please underline the word some. Let me explain. Facebook has bots, B-O-T-S, little robots that scour through the whole Facebook website looking for bad people, looking for swear words, looking for racism, looking for the word Nazi or Hitler or whatever. They have a certain, they're trying to prevent pornography and child abuse. That, you know, they have a responsibility, and so they look for any bad thing. And their bots are trained to look for certain suspicious things. If you end your Facebook Live and then go share group 1, share to group 2, share to group 3, share to group 4, share to group 5, share to group 6, share to group 7, share to group 8, the bot will say, hold on a second, this looks like spam. And how do I know that? Because I got caught. And the first time I got caught, they said, are you sure you want to share to every one of those groups? And I said to myself, yeah, I am sure. Screw you. And I ignored it. And then the next day I went share. And I got a nastier note. You are in Facebook jail for 3 days, and then you'll be fully reinstated. And I said, oh, geez, I wonder what the third, if I err again, what will happen? And so I came up with the idea of sharing to some of the Facebook groups. So I go share, skip, share, skip, share, skip. And I realize that since people are multidimensional, maybe I like golfing and I like church. So I would belong to some golfing Facebook groups, and I belong to some church Facebook groups. And if I did a golfing post, I would share it only to my golfing groups, not to my church groups. And so the bot imagines that everybody's multidimensional, and therefore they should share to only the relevant groups, not all the groups. And so that's why I recommend that you share to some of your groups so that the bot doesn't find you suspicious. And I share to about 2/3 of them, maybe half of them, just depends. I vary it up all the time, but I never ever go to more than 40 out of 50. That is the process that I use to get an unlimited number of prospects to enroll. And by the way, the second part of this presentation, I'm going to actually tell you how I do the Facebook Live. It's always the same. They're all the same. All my Facebook Lives are the same because I have one 18-minute way of pitching Ninja Red, and people love it. So I just keep pitching the same one over and over and over again. Now, when I finish this presentation, I am going to send you an email, the same people. And so if you didn't get invited by me, so that's Steph and Susan, then Susan and Steph, just email me, raymond@aaron.com, and I will include you in the list. AARON. Yeah. If you,
Your assistant emailed me
wanna
to ask
post it
if I was
there.
attending.
Steph, if you
Okay.
want to post,
Yeah.
Steph, if you want to post it there instead of emailing me, you won't get a reply. I asked you to email me. That's what I
Okay.
request you do.
I started typing before you said that, so that's
I
why.
see. Okay, good. You're excused. You're in my good books again. Okay, so I'm going to send you a video of this presentation. I'm also going to send you a YouTube video of, I think I can find a YouTube video of my 18-minute presentation. But in any case, if you're friends of mine on Facebook, then you'll, or even on my Facebook group, Get Real with Raymond, you'll be notified. Now, the second half of my presentation is how I do an 18-minute presentation that sells almost everybody. And I'm going to teach you that now, but I just want to open up to questions before I do that.
Raymond, what's relevant about 18 minutes? The time. Is there something magic about 18 minutes?
That's just how long it takes. My presentation just happens to take 18 minutes. Leanne, does that fulfill you or?
No, that's fine, 100%.
Yeah, okay, good. Good. Okay, so here are the 9 steps. Here are the 9 steps. Yeah, the 9 steps that I follow in order to make a presentation that is so profound that when they email me with their phone number and I phone them back, I say, "Hi, Pete, I understand you want to get started trying this antioxidant. Let me just tell you the price and let's get started." And they say, "Okay," that's the whole thing. The Facebook Live does the selling. And then when I phone them, I'm just an order taker. And I say, if you're close to your computer, open it up and we'll just fill in some blanks like your address. And if you're in a hurry, I'll just get 7 items from you and I'll enter it for you. And some people say, I'd like to do it myself. And some people say, you can do it for me. And just for your information, here's the 7 pieces of information you need if you're going to get their information and open the account for them, if you want to write it down. One is their name, cell phone number, email address, birthday. Now, in the United States, birthday isn't required, but you might as well get used to asking it. You need confirmation that they just want Ningxia, because that's all you've told them about, Ningxia Red. And you need to tell them the price. In England, it's 128 pounds sterling. In the United States, it's 136 US dollars. And in Canada, it's 166 Canadian dollars. 128 pounds sterling, 136 US dollars, 166 Canadian dollars. So number 5 is you need to confirm their order. And number 6 is you need their credit card information. What the heck's the 7th one? Name, email, cell, birth,
Address.
address, yes. Sorry, and by the way, I ask for the address first. I say, well, if you want to have it shipped to your home, you just have to give me your address. They say, oh, 123 Oak Street. They love giving me their address. So when I get those 7 pieces of information, I just go to my own computer and I go to youngliving.com and I get out of my own account and I go to become a member and I just answer it as if I'm the new customer. And I give him a PIN and I give him a password. And then when I email him and say, you're a customer, here's your password, change it if you want. Here's your PIN, change it if you want. That's what I do. And if I enroll them in the first half of the month, I change their processing date to the 5th of the month. And if they enroll in the second half of the month, I change their processing date to the 15th of the month. If you're going to be a big enroller, this is really, really, really important. I joined May 15th and I became a silver by May 31st, which means almost all of my enrollments came in the last few days of May. And if I'd continued that, here I am, I don't know, half a year or so later. If I'd continued to do that and had most of my processing dates near the end of the month, then let's say my enroller would call me on like today near the end of February and said, are you going to hit gold this month? And I say, how do I know? Most of my customers haven't even ordered yet. They all order right at the end of the month. It's very, very awkward. But because I've consistently done this, I have half of my people ordering on or around the 5th of the month and almost the other half ordering on or about the 15th of the month, which means that if I'm at, say, 34,000 on the 15th of the month, then I've got an entire 15 days to round up another 1,000 PV somehow. But if most of my people are ordering on the 25th or 6th or 7th, I've only got 2 or 3 days to realize that what I need to get to the next level. I don't know if I explained that well. I'd like a volunteer, please, to say in your own words what I just said.
I'll have a go, Raymond. What I think you meant is, well, here's what I would do is, you want to know that as you said, half your people join in the first half of the month on the 5th of the month. And the next half of people that you enroll, you would like to change their date so that they're on the 15th of the month. Therefore, you could,
They're,
15th,
they're processing.
processing date, sorry, yes, not their enrollment date, their processing date. So that you know when you're looking at the 16th, 17th, or 18th, you get a pretty good idea of how much UVs or UGVs, anyway, how many points that you have in your downstream, in your organization. And therefore, if you're trying to get to the next level, you know that, oh, well, I have to enroll 2 or 3 more people before the end of the month so that I can hit the next milestone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Do you have a question on that? Okay, so I'm now going to tell you the 9 points, the 9 parts of my 18-minute Ningxia Red presentation. And by the way, I never mention Young Living and I never mention Ningxia Red. I never mention either of those in order to keep it mysterious. Just imagine that you wanted to lose weight and you were watching a late night television infomercial and some slim, pretty girl is saying, here's a picture of me a year ago when I was really fat. And I went on many, many diets. And I found one diet that was amazing. It's just a drink. It's so wonderful. And I just love drinking it. It's so tasty and it's so wonderful. And you're saying, what is it? What's it called? What company manufactures it? What is it? How do I find out about it? That's the excitement I want them to have. But if I say it's called Ningxia Red and it's manufactured by Young Living, ah, shit, I've heard of Young Living, forget it. I don't want them to have any preconceived notions. I want them to know I've studied the market and I found the best company. And then they have to email me to find out more. I don't want them to know everything during the Facebook Live and then not email me. I can only make money if they email me. And so I keep it completely enigmatic, completely mysterious. Okay, point number 1. I say, imagine an apple sitting on a table. It can sit there happily for weeks, but if you cut it, the inside will turn brown. And that's called oxidizing. And then I engage them by saying, have you ever heard that? And they'll type in yes. Well, it's the same with the organs in your body. Whenever you get frightened, your organs get deteriorated, they get oxidized. By the way, you can try to write this down word for word, but since I'm going to be sending you a copy of it, you don't actually have to get it down word for word right now. You can just write down the major topics. So the first thing to talk about is an apple. And I want them to get across the idea that an apple can sit there happily for weeks on a table, but if you cut it, it'll start turning brown within minutes. And that's the air, that's because the flesh of the apple gets oxidized. And the same thing happens with you. All your organs get oxidized. When? Every time you get frightened, every time somebody cuts you off when you're driving, every time your spouse yells at you, every time your kids misbehave, every time your parents say something that bothers you, every time your boss says something that bothers you, every single time you get upset or emotionally injured in any way, a wave of oxidizing goes through your body. And then the second point I make is, but don't worry, your body knows that. And it creates its own army of antioxidants which fight the oxidizing. And so you see there's a balance. There's a bad guy army of oxidizing that injures your body. And there's a good guy army of antioxidants that fight that. And when they're in balance, you're okay. Here's point number 3. It's the really bad news. The bad news is that the bad guy army is getting stronger and the good guy army is getting weaker. Let me explain. Why is the bad guy army getting stronger? Well, these days we have a worldwide lockdown, and that's causing everybody to worry about money. These days we have a worldwide virus, and that's causing everybody to worry about their health. And we get reminded of the lockdown and of our health every time we see somebody in a mask, every time we see a plea for social distancing. And so we have all these reminders of the horrors going on in the world. And because of that, we get emotionally stimulated negatively more than any other time ever in history. And so the bad guy army is bigger than ever. And the good guy army is getting weaker as we age. When you're 16, you can run a mile. When you're 50, you probably can't run a mile. Why? Because you're getting older. And so if the bad guy army is getting bigger and the good guy army is getting weaker, then the difference, the gap, is the degree to which your organs get deteriorated. Let's say your organ called lungs gets deteriorated, then you will wheeze and you'll gasp for breath and you won't be able to walk up a couple flight of stairs. But doctors know that, and so they can help you with it. But when lots of your organs get injured, get deteriorated, then you have generalized issues in your body. And those generalized issues, doctors don't know what to do with, like sleeplessness or irritability. They just give you a what do you call those? Valium. They give you some Valium just to settle you down, but they really don't know how to handle it. But the handling is to not let that happen in the first place. Asho, I'm going to ask you to mute yourself, please. There's lots of noise in the background from you. Asho, mute yourself, please. I did it for you. Okay. So that's step number 3. The bad guy army of oxidizing is getting stronger because of fears of COVID, financial fears, losing your job or business, poor air, poor food, poor water. All of these things are worse and worse and worse. And number 4, the good guy army gets weaker every year that you age. So I've set the stage that they're scared. And then I make it even worse. Step number 5 is that gap causes premature aging. And there's only one cure to supplement your good guy army of antioxidants. The only cure is to supplement your good guy army of antioxidants. Now, in my 38 years being on stage as a professional speaker, I've heard the same compliment over and over again. And that is, Raymond, you make difficult subjects so simple to understand. So I want you to notice how I've done that in my talk so far to you. I've called oxidizing the bad guy army. And I've called antioxidants the good guy army. It makes it really simple. If the bad guys are getting stronger and the good guys are getting weaker, we better help the good guys. It makes it completely simple. Notice I have not said the word free radicals. I understand what free radicals are, but that's another word that they don't understand. And so I leave it out completely. And I talk about the bad guy oxidizing and the good guy antioxidants. That's all I say, and they're happy. Now I start going into the cure. Number 6. Most companies use grapeseed extract from red grapes, and that works really, really well. But I found a company that uses all 8 of the world's most powerful antioxidants, and it works like a fountain of youth. And then I go on to say that when you use one antioxidant supplement, then you help some of your organs over some period of time in some ways. But when you use all 8 of the world's most powerful antioxidants, then you help all your organs in different ways over different periods of time. And people find that really, really convincing. Oh my gosh, I need all 8 ways. I need a company that produces an antioxidant that has all 8 of the antioxidants. And then I list some of them because they'll know them. I'll say not just grapeseed extract, but goji berries, sometimes called wolfberries. You probably heard of goji berries. And also pomegranate juice. And also vanilla extract. But I'm certain that you've heard of wild blueberries. And I'm sure they've heard of wild blueberries, and hopefully they know that's a great antioxidant. Lynn, welcome. Lynn, are you in Young Living?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Good.
I just saw the post from, so I'm sorry I'm late. But hello.
Hello, I'm glad you're here.
Thanks.
And if you
Me too.
if you send me an email to raymond@aaron.com, I will send you a video replay of this so you can hear the whole thing.
Oh, that'd be great.
Can you see my name on the bottom left corner of my picture?
Let's see. Usually I can. Oh yes, Raymond Aaron AA.
Yes.
Raymond at Aaron.com.
Raymond@aaron.com. And just say,
Thank you.
Just say, send me the replay.
Thank you, dear.
Okay. So when they hear that I found a company that uses all 8, suddenly they get really excited. And when I mention goji berries and wild blueberries, they say, oh, I've heard of that. And so it gives them some social proof that what I'm saying is true. And then they never want to have an antioxidant supplement from just one source. They need all 8 sources. I make it really, really simple. And all the time I'm saying, by the way, if you're interested in getting in on this, if you're interested in having this amazing antioxidant as a fountain of youth for you, just email me, raymond@aaron.com, and include your cell phone number, and I'll personally call you back. I say that over and over and over and over again. Because I don't care how much they learn, I care whether they enroll or not. And so I have to say that over and over and over again. And I also put in a threshold, because I don't want to suffer having to answer the question, well, can I just try it once? Or can I just try it once? I just want to try it. Okay, hold on a second. Third Light Yoga, can you unmute yourself? Third Light Yoga. Unmute yourself or I'm going to have to kick you off. There you go. Are you in Young Living?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Raymond. I'm a student.
Okay, good. Good. This is a private presentation just for people who are already in Young Living. So that's why I'm making sure that everyone's already in it. And
yeah, thank you. I'm already.
Yes. So if you email me, raymond@aaron.com, and say, send me a replay, I'll send you the replay of the whole thing.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, raymond@aaron.com. All right. So then I don't want to have the objection, well, can I just try it for a month? Well, you know, I just want to try it. So I don't want that objection. And so I say really clearly, by the way, if you just want to try it for a month, don't bother emailing me. I'm not interested in helping you. It's like saying, I just want to go to the gym once so that I can be really strong. If you go to the gym once, you won't be really strong. If you go to the gym once, it's not going to help you. So if all you want to do is go to the gym once, you'll fail. And if you just want to try this miracle drink once, forget about it. I'm not interested in helping you. Go somewhere else. I'm only interested in helping people who really want to be healthy, and you don't get healthy taking one drink once. And so I say that really clearly. And so nobody dares email me and saying, well, just can I try it once? Don't put me on monthly auto ship. No, I just want to try it once. I never get those people because I eliminate them in the first place. You might say, gee, you're being too harsh, Raymond. Isn't it better just to get a guy who even just orders once? Not worth my time. It's not worth my time to get all excited, have them say they want to be a business builder, have me try to start working with them, and then after a month they quit. Not interested. So if you want to eliminate that retail customer, just be strict in the beginning and just give them the gym example. Nobody in their right mind goes to the gym once and thinks they're going to be better. Nobody in their right mind goes on a diet for one day and thinks they're going to be thinner. Nobody lifts weights once and thinks they're going to be stronger. Nobody. So if you just want to try it once, please go away. Do not email me. I'm not interested in helping you. I want to help people who really are serious about helping themselves. And then the lowlifes, the weak people, they don't even bother emailing me. They're too embarrassed. Good. I don't want them. So that's number 6. And then number 7 is the examples. So I say to you, now that I've told you the theory, let me tell you how it works in practice. Now that I've told you the theory, let me tell you how it works in practice. And then I tell them 4 examples. And here they are. My sister is in her mid-70s. She rides a bicycle an hour every morning. And a while ago, she took a different route and it took her 2 hours and she came back exhausted and frightened. Why frightened? Because if an older lady falls off a bicycle, she could hurt herself very badly. And so she said to her husband, well, I'm never taking that route again. And when I told her, this is very careful, this is very important, listen to this. I told my sister about this amazing antioxidant and she said, oh my gosh, I got to try it. Now write that down in all capital letters, underline it and put big asterisks on either side of it. Oh my gosh, I got to try it. Oh my gosh, comma, I got to try it, exclamation mark, underline it and put asterisk on either side of it. This is how I sell. When I don't tell a testimonial of my sister. I tell a testimonial seed planting how I want them to react. I want them to know that my sister said, oh my gosh, I got to try it. And she did try it. And within 3 months, she felt so strong that she attempted the longer route and she did it. And it did take her 2 hours and she came back refreshed. Wow. It's as if all her organs were 5 or 10 years younger. And I say it word for word. Oh my gosh, I got to try it in all 4 of my testimonials. And I say, it's as if her organs got X years younger, word for
Yo,
word.
cosa serve? Guarda.
Suresh, do you know that we all can hear you? Thank you. So it's critical from the sales point of view. If you're having trouble selling, it's because you're not seed planting these delicious little subtle messages. When I told it to my sister when I was there for dinner, she said, oh my gosh, I got to try it. That's a seed plant. And then at the end of the testimonial, I always say word for word, it's as if her organs were 5 or 10 years younger. Wow. Now let me tell you a second testimonial. I have a client, her name is Jacinth, Jacinth, by the way, Jacinth. And she falls asleep well, but she wakes up after 4.5 hours. And this has been happening to her every night for 30 years, 30 years. When I told her about this antioxidant supplement, she said, who wants to tell me what she said?
Oh my gosh, I've got to try it.
Lynn, go to the front of the class and get 2 stars and 3 happy faces. That's right. Oh my gosh, I got to try it. And so she did try it. And within 3 months, now listen carefully, you got to underline that as well. I always say 3 months. The truth is, most of these testimonials took way less than 3 months. But when I said 1 week or 2 weeks, then people who didn't get a big experience quit after 2 weeks. And so now I say 3 months, just so they'll stay for at least 3 months. Another giant subliminal message. And within 3 months, Jacinthe was shocked that she actually was sleeping a full 8.5 hours. It hadn't happened to her in 30 years. She had sleep deprivation for 30 years, and it finally went away because of this amazing antioxidant. It's as if, who wants to finish that sentence?
As if her organs got 5 to 10 years younger.
Close.
It's as if she never had a sleeping problem a day in her life.
No, June, don't make up new shit. I already told you what they have to say.
Oh,
And Danielle got it almost right.
Wow.
It's
Oops.
as if,
Her organs were 5 to 10 years younger.
okay, you
Yeah.
made the same mistake Danielle made. It's as if her organs,
Well, I wrote down what you said.
you did indeed. It's as if her organs got, it's as if her organs got
5 to 10 years younger. No, that's what you said.
30 years younger.
30. Okay,
Well, did you listen to the story?
correct.
Yes.
She was in
Cool.
sleep deprivation for 30 years. It's as if her organs got,
30 years. Makes sense.
thank you. Thank you. Notice the subliminal messages. Oh my gosh, I got to try it. Notice the subliminal messages. It's as if her organs got 30 years younger. That's the key to selling, is those subliminal messages. Let me tell you another story. A friend of mine, his name is Jack. He's 76 years old now. When he was 66, he failed to perform in bed with his wife. And so he went to the doctor the next morning, and she said there are 3 stages of virility in a man's life. Number 1, he can perform. Number 2, he can perform only with Viagra. And number 3, he can't perform even with Viagra. And she said, so you're in stage 2. So what? Here's a prescription for Viagra. Go home and have fun with your wife. And he did. But it wasn't really that great, because he'd have to tell his wife he wants to be frisky. She would say yes. He'd pop a pill and they'd have to sit around waiting for 45 minutes. But at least it worked. So when I told Jack about this antioxidant supplement, he said,
Oh my gosh, I got to
Oh
try
my
it.
gosh, I have to try.
exactly. Very, very good. And so he did. And within
3 months.
3 months, he said to his wife, I think I can perform without Viagra tonight. And she said, go ahead, big boy. And he performed reliably and effortlessly, the first time that had happened to him in 10 years. Why, it's as if his organs got
10 years.
10 years
10
younger.
years younger.
10 years younger. Wow. And the final story is my own. When I was in my teens and 20s and 30s, I was a very, very big athlete. I was a rock climber, a mountain climber, a cross-country ski competitor. a unicyclist, a squash player, a track racer, and a road runner. I was busy all 4 seasons and I loved my life. At age 36, I did something kind of crazy. I entered and completed a 100-kilometer ultramarathon. For my American friends, that's 62 miles. 62 miles nonstop. The gun went off at noon and I crossed the finish line at 12:30 in the morning. 12 and a half nonstop hours of running. And near the end, I was wheezing, but I finished. And I gave myself a few months to recover. And then I put on my running shoes and I went out for a run. And I stopped after a block because I was wheezing. And I said, Raymond, you're an athlete. What the heck's going on? I said, well, maybe I injured my lungs too much. I'll give myself another few months break. Didn't work. Another few months break. Didn't work. Then finally, after a year or so of failure, I gave up being an athlete. Here I was an athlete every day, all 4 seasons. And now I can't even run 1 block without panting so hard that I had to stop. I guess I injured my lungs so badly that I just wasn't able to run again. And then when I was told about this amazing antioxidant, I said,
Oh my
my
gosh, I
God.
gotta try it.
very good. Now, I know, Lynn, that you're giggling because it is funny from the salesman's point of view, but really,
No, it's great.
that's right.
Nice.
Yeah.
From the prospect's point of view, they can't wait to say, oh my gosh, let me try it. They actually can't wait. And I started taking this amazing antioxidant supplement, and within
3 months.
3 months, I was walking with my wife late at night when you'd expect a 76-year-old man to be tired. And I said to my wife, I don't understand it, but I feel like I can run. She said, go ahead. And I started running and I waited with fear for the first block because that's when I would start panting. And I didn't pant. I got it to the 2nd block and I still wasn't panting. I got to the 3rd and 4th block and I wasn't panting. I didn't stop for 1 solid hour. In 3 months, my lungs had healed so much that I was able to run again. And the very first time I did, after 40 years, I ran an entire hour. Why? It's as if
My organs were 30%, 40 years younger.
Yeah, 40 years younger.
Why, it's as if my organs were 40 years younger. Or in this case, it's as if my lungs were 40 years younger. These are all 4 very true stories. So all you have to say is, oh my gosh, I got to try it. And the next one is 3 months, in just 3 months. And then the next one is, why, it's as if my organs just got X years younger. And those are my 4 examples. And then step number 9 is I keep repeating the email address and a request to include their cell phone number. And at the end, I open it up for Q&A. And the longer they want to ask me questions, the better. But I don't answer some questions. Take a guess what questions I do not answer.
Name of the product or the company.
Product and name of the company. Very good, Danielle. Because
Price.
if they hear it's Ningxia Red, they go get it somewhere else. If they hear it's Young Living and they have a negative attitude towards all of network marketing or Young Living in particular, then I can't make a sale. Even if they have a good feeling towards Young Living, they'll go to their sister who's already in Young Living.
So how do you deflect that question then, Raymond, if they ask, what is the product and what is the company?
Ask me.
So Raymond, I'm interested, and I'm writing all this down in the chat. What is the product and what company makes it?
Oh my gosh, I'd love to tell you that, Stephen. I'd love to. Just email me with your cell phone number. I'll call you personally.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Because I'm not going to
And
make.
then when you talk to them, and then if you talk to them personally, how do you address if they ask again?
Leanne, well, of course I give them the answer if they ask again because they're enrolling. But most people don't ask. I just say, Leanne, thanks for telling me that you're interested in protecting your body. Where do you want this stuff sent to you? And she starts saying 123 Oak Street. That's the end of the sales presentation. But usually I say, by the way, you live in South Africa, and I don't know the price in Rand, but the price in US dollars is 136. I hope that gives you an idea of what the Rand price is. And after I say that, I say, where do you want it shipped to? And she tells me her address, and I collect all the other stuff, and that's it, it's done.
Sounds so damn easy. But we have to try it. That's it.
So in the first part, I've told you how to get as many prospects as you wish. And in the second part, I've told you what you say in a Facebook Live. And by the way, I'll tell you another little trick. Here's my cell phone. And I'm looking into my screen on my laptop. And what I want to show you now is I put my cell phone in front of the screen, like just sitting on the keyboard, resting against the screen. Just nod if you know what I'm talking about. I want to make sure you understand it. Okay, good. Now, when I look at my screen, I'm looking straight at the screen, and I'm looking straight at my iPhone. And so what I do is I set up a Facebook Live and an Instagram Live, one on my Mac and one on my iPhone. And then I click go on both of them, and I'm actually recording both at the same time. I'm doing an Instagram Live and a Facebook Live on two different devices, looking at both of them at the same time. If you understood that, great. If you didn't understand it, it's okay.
Very interesting.
So in the first part, I told you how to get lots and lots of prospects. And in the second part, I've told you specifically what I say in my Facebook Live or in my YouTube video. Now, I am under a non-compete clause from the network marketing company that I quit in May. And it's a 1-year-long agreement. And so I can't post anything publicly on YouTube until June 1st. But June 1st is coming up in a few months. So right now I have to post stuff on YouTube as unlisted and then send you the link for it. But on June 1st, I can make all of those public. So Stephen, if you're wondering why you didn't see anything, it's probably because of that. Have you double checked?
Now I get it.
Have you double checked that we're friends on Facebook?
Yes, we are friends on Facebook. I'm in Get Real with Raymond. Yeah.
You'll be notified in both those places.
Great. And what I also do is I want to start doing this tonight. I'm going to join the 50 groups, and I'm going to record my first live, and I'll send that to you if you want to critique it.
I'd love to. I'd love to. By the way, you can't do it bad. You can't do it bad. There's no way to do it bad. The only way to do it bad is to not do anything. Another way to do it bad is to spend thousands of dollars on Facebook ads or on Google AdWords. That's another way to do it bad. Facebook Live is free, and still people are frightened to death to use it. Just try it. You can't do it wrong.
Okay.
Now,
this has been, whoa.
There's 10 people on the line, and what always happens for 38 years of my being on stage is that 80% do nothing and 20% buy my product or agree with my presentation. So there's 10 people here. That means 2 people are going to do lots of Facebook Lives and get lots of clients, lots of customers and enrollments in Young Living, and 8 out of 10 will do nothing. That's just the odds. And if you're in the 8 out of 10, you already have your excuses. Oh, I don't really like social media. Oh, I am afraid of Facebook Live. So you've already got your excuses already, and you're prepared to do nothing. I know that. And if you're in the 2 that are going to do something, congratulations. So if you actually really want to do a Young Living business, then don't be one of the 8 that does nothing. Be one of the 2 that does something. That's what I do. That's how I did it. And you might say, yeah, but Raymond, you're a great salesman. I already told you my 2 or 3 sales tricks, not tricks, techniques. That's it. That's all there is. Even do it badly, you'll do better than you're doing now.
When I enroll one person from this, I'll know that it's working. So maybe that will be tonight.
Stephen, that's not accurate. You already know that my technique works.
Yes, it does.
When you enroll somebody, you won't know that it works. You'll know that it works for you. And bravo, if it works for you, if you get 1 enrollment, then do it every day and get 1 enrollment a day and be Young Living's best superstar. I joined Young Living May 15th, and by May 31st, I was silver. And in those 15 days, I enrolled 30 people. How? I did lots of Facebook Lives. Like, there's no secret to this. Oh, Raymond, you're a great salesman. Well, nobody knows I'm a great salesman. They just decide yes or they decide no. And most people decide yes. And I've already told you my techniques.
That's actually very, sorry, yeah, that's actually very, very telling, Raymond, because I assumed wrongly until you just told me that you had a very large database of clients and that's what you were going after first. But now I'm finding out that those were all new clients that you created using Facebook Live. So I'm very, very excited now. And I really want to thank you because this training is golden, absolutely golden. And I really appreciate it.
Even until June 1st, 2021, I'm not allowed to tell my clients.
Oh.
I'm not allowed to. I have to say, are you in any network marketing company right now? Yeah. Which one? And if they say the name of the company that I'm not allowed to compete with for a year, I have to say, sorry, I can't tell you. That's why when people came on that I didn't recognize, I said, are you in Young Living? Because if they're not, if they're a prospect and they're in that company and I break the rule, I can be sued. I have to do it till June 1st. So I did not do public announcements. I did not send an email to 100,000 people. I did not saying, Raymond's going to do a spectacular, exciting thing to save you from the COVID virus. Please tune in. I would have enrolled 1,000 people my first night. I'm not allowed to. These are all new people I didn't know.
Thank you, Raymond. It's absolutely awesome training. I really appreciate it.
You're a sweetheart.
We should have met you today.
Piet and myself work a lot together, and
Yes.
we're going to try this, eh, Piet?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, go for it. Go for
Like I said, we should have done this 10 years ago.
Well, do it now, my friends. This is it. I'm a great salesman, but I've already told you my sales techniques, and I have a giant database, but I'm not allowed to use it yet. So I'm less than you. I'm handicapped, whereas you're not handicapped.
Yeah.
And also I do it. Now, the reason I haven't done a Facebook Live in about a week or so is I've got too many prospects that I haven't been able to get around to. So it's silly to get more prospects when I have to put them at the back of the line. So as soon as I enroll these 2 or 3 extra people right now that I'm working on, I will go back to Facebook Live, do it every night for a while, get a big stream of new people and keep building my business. I'm on the verge of going gold. I can't wait.
I can see why.
So you are doing Facebook Live right now?
I am, but I can't say Young Living because there might be somebody from my previous company.
Right.
who would
But
like-
I guess what I'm trying to get at is I want to get on one of your Facebook Live. So if you're going to do one, I don't know why I haven't been getting any notices on it.
Well, I've done many of them. I'll see if I can get a video of one of my Facebook Lives and include it. I'm going to send everybody an email, and you'll get a copy of this you'll get a copy of this Zoom training. And I'm also going to scour around to see if I can find one of my Facebook Lives and send that as well.
Great. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Raymond.
Okay, thank you. Yay.
Yay.
Thank you very much, Raymond.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks, dear.
Bye.
Thanks, dear.
Right, have a lovely evening.
Thank you, Raymond.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Raymond. Thank you.
Bye-bye.